Now, Cherizier is also known as Barbecue, and his indictment is the first indictment of an individual in the history of the Department of Justice who has been sanctioned under the International Global Magnitsky Human Rights Accountability Act. Now, in terms of background, Barbecue was a police officer in Haiti, but he led many campaigns of violence against Haitians in Haiti, including the notorious La Saline attack in 2018. Notorious because he both planned and participated in the killing of approximately 71 Haitians. It is a turf war that has shocked the human rights activists in the world. His co-defendant Basile Richardson grew up in Haiti with Cherizier. He is a naturalized U.S. citizen who is living in North Carolina. He was also indicted under that same one count, and he is indicted for sending money to Cherizier, sending money from the Haitian diaspora in the United States to Cherizier. And knowing that Cherizier was sanctioned under that 2020 Magnitsky Act. Now, apparently he was a trucker who, although he was from North Carolina, was just picked up in Texas. Now, one of the things that is extremely important that you'll be hearing about from my law enforcement partners here is that the State Department has designated a $5 million reward for information leading to the arrest and or conviction of Cherizier. Now, I want to let the public know that anyone who is giving money to Cherizier, also known as Barbecue because of his violent acts in his home country, cannot say, I didn't know that he was sanctioned by the U.S. government. They will be prosecuted, and we will fine them because they are supporting an individual who is committing human rights abuses, and we will not look the other way. Now, this office is not unfamiliar with crimes of violence in Haiti. Several months ago, we got a conviction against an individual by the name of Jolie German, who was involved in the kidnapping of 16 American Christian missionaries in Haiti. Haiti is a hotspot right now, and I don't use that as a pun on words, but there is incredible violence going on there, which is why the State Department has gotten involved and why we have made the decision to make it very clear under the Magnitsky Act that we're coming after you if you give money to Cherizier. Now, I'd like now to call upon my partners, Acting Assistant Director of the FBI, Darren Cox.
Hi, good afternoon. I'm Darren Cox. I'm the Acting Assistant Director of the FBI's Criminal Investigative Division. I want to thank our partners here with us today and our international partners for their hard work and partnership in combating transnational organized crime, which threatens the safety and security of communities both in the United States and abroad. Under Director Patel's leadership, the FBI is focused more than ever on crushing violent crime, cartels, and gang activity every single day. Since January, the FBI, with the help of our law enforcement partners and community members, have arrested 3 top 10 fugitives. We've arrested over 19,000 criminals, and we've seized thousands of tons of narcotics, which have saved millions of lives across the United States. The American public and criminals should know our agents and our partners are using every tool available to put criminals behind bars and keep America safe, and we will not stop. We stand shoulder to shoulder with the men and women of law enforcement, backing good cops. Without hesitation, they're taking the fight directly to the criminals, and they're restoring order. These efforts are a deliberate and coordinated plan to protect our communities and confront escalating threats from foreign terrorist organizations like Viva Unsoon and its associates. Tackling these networks means addressing every link in the chain, every cell, especially in the United States. As you've heard in today's announcement, that includes a $5 million reward for key members of Viva Unsoon and Jimmy Shazier, also known as Barbecue. We know someone has information that can help end this violence, and we want them to come forward and know that they are safe in doing so. Today, I want to highlight the amazing work the FBI and our law enforcement partners do every day to disrupt and dismantle violent criminal networks just like that of Barbecue and his cronies. Our FBI Miami office has worked closely with our international partners to track down Shazier and his Viva Soon partners and associates in the United States. On July 23rd, one of Shazier's most trusted associates and a named co-conspirator was taken into custody. Brazier Richardson was investigated by Miami, and he was arrested by our FBI Houston office without incident. Violent actors like Shazier and the rest of his criminal associates must understand there is no safe haven for them and the people like them that traffic violence in our communities. The FBI and our partners will continue to leverage all of the resources available and the expertise that we have to bring these people to justice. We urge anybody with information related to Shazier or any of his criminal network to contact the FBI through our tips line or our local field office. You can also call 1-800-FBI, and you can go online to fbi.gov/tips. Together, we will stop this violence. Thank you.
All right, and now Assistant Director of HSI, Ivan Arvello.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Ivan Arvello, Assistant Director for Homeland Security Investigations. The unsealing of this indictment marks the culmination of a nearly 3-year investigation into Jimmy Shazier's illicit activities and involved identifying Shazier's firearm procurement and trafficking networks, fundraising operations, and the movement and misuse of U.S. dollars in violation of U.S. sanctions. These actions fuel gang and terrorist operations that have oppressed and devastated the Haitian people. Shazier's shift from Haitian law enforcement to violent gang leader was marked by his alleged involvement in the 2018 La Saline massacre. This horrific event resulted in 71 murders and the destruction of 400 homes as civilians residents of La Saline neighborhood in Port-au-Prince were caught in the middle of a gang battlefield with chaos and destruction. Over the years, international organizations have linked Shazier to several additional instances of human rights abuses. Today marks a significant step in bringing his reign of terror to an end. As the principal investigative component of DHS, responsible for investigating, disrupting, and dismantling transnational criminal organizations and terrorist groups who are seeking to exploit the customs and immigration laws of the United States. HSI worked with our federal partners to identify Shazier's various methods and networks, using U.S. assets and financial institutions to fund this gang, procure weapons of war, and extend its power. This type of investigation falls under HSI's counterproliferation and export enforcement mission to detect, disrupt, and dismantle illicit procurement networks operating on behalf of foreign adversaries, terrorist groups, and transnational criminal organizations. These criminal groups utilize complex strategies to acquire American weapon systems, sensitive technology, financial assets, and other resources to commit crimes across the Gulf, endangering Americans both domestically and abroad. This case has been a great example of federal law enforcement agencies working together to leverage each other's strengths and unique authorities in furtherance of a common goal: promoting national security and pursuing a barbaric warlord who used our nation's resources to commit acts of violence and terror. I'd like to extend my most heartfelt thanks to our federal law enforcement partners at the FBI, the DEA, the ATF, the Department of State, the U.S. Attorney's Office for Washington, D.C., and the Department of Justice National Security Division for the invaluable partnership and relentless efforts in making this indictment happen. Thank you, and good afternoon.
And finally, Chris Landberg, State Department Senior Bureau Official.
Good afternoon. Thank you, U.S. Attorney Pirro, for hosting us. Thanks to our law enforcement partners. Again, I'm Chris Landberg. I'm the Senior Bureau Official of the Bureau of International Narcotics and Law Enforcement Affairs at the State Department. We're known as INL. Today, the Department of State, along with our federal law enforcement partners, is taking action to protect our nation, to protect the American people, and protect the hemisphere from foreign terrorist organizations, or FTOs. The Department of State is announcing a reward offer of up to $5 million for information leading to the arrest and or conviction of Haitian gang leader Jimmy Cherizier, also known as my colleagues have said, by the name Barbecue. And there's a poster right here related to this reward offer. We're offering this reward for Cherizier under the Transnational Organized Crime Rewards Program because he is the leader of Vive Ensemble, which was designated by Secretary of State Rubio as an FTO and specially designated global terrorist organization in May of this year. As Secretary Rubio declared in his designation announcement, the age of impunity for those supporting violence in Haiti is over. We seek the public's help in bringing Cherizier to justice for not only the people of Haiti, but also to prevent the spread of Vive Ensemble's unchecked violence throughout the hemisphere, including affecting the United States. His reign of terror and mass violence against Haiti must end. The instability resulting from his actions has the potential to drive illegal immigration to our borders and increase transnational crime. The State Department will continue to apply its tools, including rewards programs, to combat the scourge of transnational organized crime and associated violence, and especially to stop the worst of the worst criminal ringleaders threatening the people of our hemisphere. So I'm going to repeat the information mentioned by my colleagues. If you have information, please contact the FBI at 1-800-CALL-FBI or HSI at 1-866-DHS-2-ICE. Help us find and convict this menace to the hemisphere, Jimmy Cherizier. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Questions? Okay, I'm happy to talk about violent crime in D.C., and I'm going to. I have some posters to show you, but anything on Cherizier?
Are there any plans, Jimmy, to send American forces to Haiti to retrieve this man?
Yeah.
So the U.S. government, in a collaborative fashion, is supporting both the Haitian National Police and the multinational security support mission to help stabilize Haiti and create the conditions conducive for holding democratic elections in the country. That is what we are doing. We are doing this mainly through foreign assistance and through technical assistance from our law enforcement partners. That is the strategy of the U.S. government right now. So the point of the rewards offer is to get information about these individuals. And then we are working very closely with Haitian National Police. So that is one of the mechanisms. If we can get information, the individuals can get up to $5 million. Our U.S. law enforcement colleagues will work with Haitian National Police and will arrest this individual and incarcerate him.
I had a question about the co-defendant. You said he was picked up in Texas, right? I noticed in the indictment he's a naturalized citizen, and there's been an effort by this administration to in recent cases denaturalize people who are convicted of crimes. Is that something on the table that we'll be looking to do once he goes through the judicial process?
Well, I think it's a little too early now to really comment on that. I think right now our goal is to get a conviction here, and then we'll make a decision as to what's appropriate. There's a lot of steps before you even get to that. Anything else on Cherizier?
Do you plan to invite other Haitian gang leaders? Is this just the beginning? Do you have any sense of where he might be?
If we knew where he was, I wouldn't tell you. I'd go over there myself. No. Right. That was a joke. we certainly have some information, but we need whatever information we can get from the public. Uh, we don't have them in our custody. That's all I can say right now. Do you want to add anything to that, guys? Okay. All right. Greg, anything? All right. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Put that on.
Don't take the posters just yet. Can we get these issues?
Yeah, no, hold on a second. Give him that one if he wants to look at that. Put that over there. Can you help Sloan? You wanna put that over there? Put this up. Thanks. Thank you very much. All right. Are you done? Over here?
We'll have them up here for you guys to shoot afterwards.
Yeah, they'll be here. You can take a look at them. There's been a great deal of discussion.
Can we get you the mic?
You want me at the mic, okay?
If you can hold. Thank you, thanks.
There's been a great deal of discussion about crime in the district. And the other day, I wanted to get a sense of what is actually happening in the District of Columbia. I asked for the number of teens who have been shot and killed by gunfire. Teens, everyone under the age of 20. As you can see, in 2024, we have, I believe I said it was, how many teens? Yeah. As you can see, in 2024, we have 29 individuals who were shot and killed in the district, all teens, some as young as 3 years of age, okay, because of gunfire. Some of these cases are solved, some of them are not solved. But what this makes clear to me is that there is a whole community that is suffering because of the violent crime in this district. And anyone who wants to tell me that crime is down and that we don't need an emergency focus on crimes of violence, all they need to do is take a look at this and talk to the loved ones and the family members of these individuals, all shot and killed long before their time. Now, over here are the individuals who were shot and killed under the age of 20, all teenagers in 2025.
16.
And the number here is 16. Again, all members of the minority community here. I don't know how many of these cases have been solved, but what I can tell you is, again, it's guns on the streets. It's individuals who are not concerned about accountability, who don't have any reason to fear law enforcement. I am here today to tell you that on behalf of all of these victims, all of these families, that they're going to be accountable, that we are going to make a difference, and that we are going to make sure that law enforcement is focused on these innocent, now silent victims of crime in the district.
Do you have a per capita breakdown? I mean, how does DC keep turning about the number of teenage gun deaths here? How does that compare per 100,000?
Anywhere
Like
else?
other cities? I mean, where do we rank?
All I know is we rank in, that's 2 years ago, we were one of the fourth highest, we were the fourth highest in the United States. I don't need any more statistics. All I need are people to recognize that these were vibrant human beings cut down because of illegal guns. I guarantee you that every one of these shootings was with an illegal gun, all right? And I guarantee you that every one of these individuals was shot and killed by someone who felt that they were never going to be caught. And I want to send a message that we are going to catch you, that we are going to change the laws, that if you're 14, 15, 16, 17, we're going to bring you into the justice system. No more of this DC, council, if they're under 16, or if they're under 19, or if they're under 25, we'll give them probation. No more. I'm done with that.
Judge, you talked about the judicial hurdles that you face, and that you're just talking about right there, but what can you conceivably do as the DC U.S. Attorney to address those laws, address the DC crime lab, which is not accredited, and also at the same time, address some of the prosecutorial issues you talked about? What
Okay.
can your office conceivably do?
Those are great questions. Number one, the DC Crime Lab is now accredited and validated very recently. So Dr. Diaz has communicated that to us, and we are working with the DC Crime Lab. Our concern is making sure that we have enough people who are able to analyze the DNA and all of the testing that we need to have done. That's number one. Number two, as it relates to prosecution, I have been very clear that Title 16 is not enough. Under Title 16, if you are 16 or 17 years of age, we can get you for rape 1, murder, robbery 1, burglary 1. But if you shoot someone and don't kill them, I don't have jurisdiction. It goes to the Attorney General, the State Attorney General, Brian Schwab, and the focus is family court rehabilitation. Now, I was a family court judge in New York for a short period of time. The mission there is not punishment, it's rehabilitation. As evidenced by, do we have those posters? Yeah, we had a poster with what you get is yoga and you get ice cream socials in family court. Well, I'm done with yoga and ice cream socials. We've got to change the law to bring them into the justice system. We've got to get rid of the 3 statutes or 3 laws passed by the DC Council. Number one is the Youth Rehabilitation Act, where you basically say with the Youth Rehabilitation Act that what we're going to do is we're going to say, if you're sentenced and you're under the age of 25, that the judge can give you probation irrespective of what the crime is. That's nonsense. And that's why a judge, and you're tired of hearing about me say this, that's why a judge gave a 19-year-old 2-3 weeks ago, and I wrote an op-ed piece, gave a 19-year-old probation, and I understand it's 2 years probation to go to college with no mandate, for getting on a public bus with an illegal gun, shooting an individual in the chest, which to me is intent to kill, and he walked away, after we convicted him, he walked away with no jail time. If that's what you want in this district, then I'm the wrong person to be United States Attorney. Number one, the Incarceration Reduction Act. The Incarceration Reduction Act that the DC left-leaning council passed says if you're 25 years old and you were sentenced to 15 years as a young kid for probably murder, even a serial murderer, we can let you out if you're 25. We can let you out because, not because you're rehabilitated, not because the offense wasn't that bad, but because we can. And that's gotta go, all right? And the third thing is record seal. I go through all of the effort to get a conviction, and they want to seal the convictions. They want to say, we want to seal convictions after 5 years. If I'm a mother, and thank God my kids are older, if I'm a mother, I want to know if a nanny has an assault conviction. If I'm an employer, I want to know if this person has been convicted of larceny or petty larceny. Or if, say, I'm not in a public school, but I got a private, like, teaching a tennis group, I need to know if this guy's a predator, a pedophile. Everything about the DC Council's focus is defendant-oriented. I'm oriented to these people, and the people of the district are as well.
Do you have any special powers under this federal takeover that you can, you talked about a little bit, well, you talked a lot about it, but any special?
I don't have any special powers. I wish I did.
But can you also talk about where you stand on hiring prosecutors and judges?
I am, I'm not gonna bore you with the facts. Don't quote me on that. That was off the record. I can only hire during certain periods once there's been an ad or some kind of posting, and then I can hire. Okay, I'm doing it. I'm doing the best I can. The president has given me the permission to hire. This is an office that has been neglected, and I'll say it publicly. It's been neglected. With people signing contracts, they didn't know what they were signing. All right, it just kind of ran on its own. Not anymore. This is an office where nobody seemed to care that we were down 90 lawyers, 60 investigators, and paralegals. I do. And so my effort is to get people who want to work in the nation's capital, who want to work in the largest United States Attorney's office in the country, and the best office. Because we're not just federal prosecutors, we're local prosecutors. We get down and dirty on street crime. And that is what really motivates a lot of my prosecutors.
Talking about that street crime, everything like to see from the punitive aspects. What about preventative? Do you or the president plan to do anything to address the root causes of crime in DC, such as truancy?
My job is to try to heal the victims and prosecute the criminal. Everybody else can deal with rehabilitating the individual. I honestly am not concerned about why they commit crimes. My concern is if they commit crimes. My concern is the victims of the crimes. That's my job as a U.S. attorney. Go ahead.
Every single one of these cases is a felony one. And right now, DC Superior Court judges are scheduling felony one trials in 2027, in part because there are 13 vacancies right now that's gonna grow in January. The president has only nominated one DC Superior Court judge. It's a process that takes a while with Congress because of DC's rules. Have you talked to the president about
Yeah.
this? Is the White House moving forward
Yes.
with more nominees? You're gonna need these judges to get these done.
As recently as yesterday, I spoke with the president. I have spoken to the president before about these vacancies. The president wants these vacancies filled as soon as possible because, like everyone in this room, it's common sense. It's not fair to the victims, to the families. It's not fair to the defendant. Why should the defendant who's charged with a crime have to live with a case for 3 years because there's not enough judges? We're all on the same page about what makes sense and what's fair. And so we're working on that. There's a whole thing with the Judicial Nominating Commission. And then they have to get approved, and then we have to get the Senate to approve.
When can we expect step one?
Ask,
The
you
names.
can ask the Senate.
No, the names from the president. He has to know. When can we expect names for the
Soon.
Superior Court?
Very soon.
Weeks?
Soon.
Can you comment on
With that question, guys, we're all out of time.
Okay, you're out of time?
Out of time.
That means it had enough. Goodbye. Thank you.
Come on.
I want you to report on
But you
this.
said
This
it's
is
guns,
important.
You said it's guns on the street that's causing this problem. Are you concerned that the DOJ's funding cuts to gun violence prevention programs undermine
Oh,
the
stop it.
efforts?
We are putting all kinds of resources onto the street.
Well, what about the gun
In April,
That's all we've got. Thank you, guys.
In
Thanks.
April, Ed Martin issued a press release hailing the drop in crime rates at the end of April. What changed?
It's never enough. This changed. This changed. It's never enough. You tell these families crime has dropped. You tell the mother of the intern who was shot going out from McDonald's near the Washington Convention Center, oh, crime is down. You tell the kid who was just beat the hell and back with a severe concussion and a broken nose, crime is down. No, that falls on deaf ears. And my ears are deaf to that. And that's why I fight the fight. Thank you.